So the agenda for today is just I downloaded a data challenge like sample data from the online. We will just try to look at the input table and what's the required output table, and we will just try to achieve and get the desired table using Tableau prep. This is mostly a bike sale data at an showroom level. So you can see the bike type, store, order date, quantity, value per bike, shipping date, and model. I hope these fields are self-explanatory. And in the output table, we got to give them like total order sales at the store and brand level, and days to ship, average days to ship, and total quantity. And in the next table, here we are just showing at a brand and bike type level, order value and average value per bike, and average value of sales per bike, and quantity sold. So these are the two tables we are trying to achieve it from the input table. Let me quickly open the Tableau data prep and connect to the data. So as usual, similarly how we do in Tableau, same step here. This connection, add, and it's an text file. Okay. So once we this is the first step, input step. Once we select the file, here we will have some options. So first line contains editor, then since it's a CSV comma separated file and character set everything by default. And also in the first level only, if you are not interested in some of the fields to flow into the data flow, you can just uncheck those here. But in this case, we need all the fields. So let me just select all. And next step would be the cleaning step. So yeah, what all we have here: bike type, store, order date, quantity, value per bike, shipping date, and model. When you look at the file, here we have brand. Actually, this brand we have to generate from the model. So the model is denoted in such a way, brand, then some number saying the model of the bike. So this brand we have to generate from the model, and the total order value is nothing but the quantity into the value per bike, and the average days to ship is nothing but difference between the order date and shipping date, and just taking the average. And yeah, this is the first table. First we'll try to make this one. So our first step would be getting the brand from model. So let me quickly perform some cleaning actions here. So clean, make uppercase, make lowercase, remove letters, remove numbers, remove punctuation. All these are self-explanatory. Here we have more options. Then trim space, remove extra spaces, and remove all spaces. These are also. First, let me remove the numbers. Okay. So now we got the name, but we have some punctuation. We'll remove that as well. And remove punctuation. So now we got the model brand names. So we'll just replace this model as brand. So we rename the model as brand. In case if you want to just get back to any other activity, the same activity, what you can just close the steps whichever you have did. So we'll be able to generate. It's like kind of undo. When you have did something wrong, you can just use this option and get the steps back. So okay, we got the brand from model, shipping date. Next, what we are supposed to get is like total order value. So to do that, we will do the same thing what we do in Tableau. Create calculated field. Total order value. It's nothing but quantity into value per bike. Okay, save. Okay, so now we got the total order per value at the row level. Next, what you are supposed to get is difference in shipping, number of days it takes to ship. Again, for that, one more calculate. Number of days to ship. Date is shipping date, and next one is order date and shipping date. So this is the number of days to ship. So now we got all the required fields like average days to ship and total order value, same thing like order value, and this is nothing but average value sold per brand at brand and by type level. So now we got all the preliminary fields like whichever we required. Just to now we got to like aggregate these two tables and get the output. But before that, we will just try to view like what all things can be done here. So this one basically this represents the data type. So if you would like to change number, whole number, date, time, date string, then you can just go for it. And next here we have sort by ascending or descending. This bar actually represents the percentage of rows. It comes from data on the particular byte type, and same thing here for store. And what else we have? So this order date. Maybe convert dates to date, time, or year number, quarter number, month number. Generally, we used to write use functions to get like date type, month and brackets. We'll put but here we have directly those features. Then, in case if you are interested in only the particular market or particular store rather than going for the entire data, what you can do is just you can select and right click and keep only. So this step, what it does is it will exclude the rest of them and it will keep that only. So here this represents the view, data grid view represent only like the data level, and next this is another view where you will be able to visualize the percentage of rows from each field and the field value. And at last we have only the things, it's like kind of summary which shows the field name, type, and whatever changes we have made. So this is from the top bar. So first we have performed the clean activity. Next step is to just aggregate the value. So first aggregate. Okay. Here by default group, what it means is all the dimensions comes under the category of group. And all the measures like days to ship, value, total order value, all of them, those comes under the normal like aggregated field, some aggregation. It's not like only group field can be dropped in group. Even if you want, you can drop the aggregated field in group. It takes up. It won't show any error. So though it's like value per byte, it was in sum. Since you dropped here, it just take the value and it was showing like a dimension rather than a measure. So also here, if you are interested in removing fields one by one, you can select and remove. Or otherwise, you can just right click and again here you will have a remove option. So if you want to remove all at a time, then what you can do is just remove all. And if you are interested in adding all the fields, go to group sum. So if you add all, by default whatever aggregation it's given here, group or sum average. So the fields which are by default assigned group, it will go directly into the group fields, and the rest of the aggregated fields, it comes under the aggregated fields. So let me remove all for the time being. Let's quickly look back the data structure. So here we want like days to ship, average days, nothing but both are same. Store at brand and store level, we want total quantity, total order, days to ship, and average days. So here the store and brand, these both are the dimension, which means like it has to fall under the group, and rest all will put them in the dimension. So let me quickly pull the brand and store. Brand, store. So now we have dropped both the dimensions. Next is total orders. Total order value. So we got the total order value as well. And next is to average days to ship. So let me drop this. And we'll convert the aggregation to average. So now we got the average days to ship, total order value. Now the left out is total quantity. Let me drop it as. Okay. So now everything is set. Only thing left is to just truncate the number of decimal places in the days to ship. So for that, again, before generating output, what we will do a clean step. And here, in number of days to ship, we will change it to number whole. So now we got it. So just next thing is to just output step. So here we have an option to choose the file. And instead of okay, accept, we'll change the output type data, Tableau data extract to count CSV file. And once if we run flow, it's done. So let me open the output file. So we got them as expected. Total orders, average days to ship, store, brand, and quantity. This is the expected output in the first case. So next, the second output, what's requires total order value, average value sales per byte. Then byte type again, just the same. Here we are trying to take average days to ship into account. Here instead of average days to ship, we are just taking average value sales, average value sold per brand type. So again, there is no need to start everything from first. What we can do, the clean step, we can add one more aggregate. Sorry. So once you add new aggregate, like new aggregate will pop out, and here what we are supposed to drop is we have to drop both byte type and brand, byte type and brand in groups. So byte type and brand, yeah, and next total order value. Okay, and next average value per byte. So we will convert this average here only rather than more than 10. Once you cannot automatically comes up. And next quantity sold. Okay. So here we got the total order value as sum. What if you want to visualize average total order value also? Then in that case, what we can do? So here, once if we drop the field, for one field we can choose only one aggregate, either sum or average or something. But in case, maybe this may not be the appropriate example, but what I'm trying to cover here is with the one field, how we can show both sum and average in the data set. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. So since we have already selected the total order value to sum, we don't have provisions to just show average as well. So to do that, what we have to do is, again, we have to go to clean step. This total order value we will duplicate. So once if you duplicate in aggregate 2, if you see we have like total order value 1. So now we will choose the total order value 1, and instead of sum, we will choose the average. So in that way, we are able to get both average and total. So if with a field, if you are trying to achieve both sum and average, then what you are supposed to do is just duplicate and drop it. That's what I wanted to add here. So next we got byte type, brand, and some total order value per byte and total quantity sold. So quickly move on to the clean step. I'm not to list view. So again, value per byte, we will truncate the decimal. Okay, next, as usual, output step. Again, output 5, output 2. Output WhatsApp. We'll change it to CSV and flow. So now we got the value, average value per byte and total quantity and total order value at byte type and brand level. This is the second table which we wanted to achieve by using Tableau upon the raw data. So that's all I had for today.